Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Canada Truth Channel where Canada, the illusion of freedom and system of control is exposed. Today's video, it's all a big show, it's one big club, and we ain't in it. There has been a lot of outrage lately regarding the newly elected Speaker of the House turning off the microphones of the opposition during question period. I will say it again, question period is a big show. It's one big club and you and I aren't in it. Here we have the Fergus report published in February of 2023. As always, I will leave the links in the description so you can read this for yourself. That being said, let's move right along. Here we are at the parliamentgc.ca investigations page for the Fergus report. Here we have the CBC. February 14th, this story came out. February 14th, 2023, this story came out that MP Greg Fergus becomes the latest Liberal caught violating ethics rules in breach of the Conflict of Interest Act. Here we have another story. Liberal MP Greg Fergus breached Conflict of Interest Act with letter, watchdog rules. And let's have a look at this short video from the CBC that will give you the details.
Another Liberal, another apology.
I am very sorry.
The latest from Quebec MP Greg Fergus, found to have violated the Conflict of Interest Act.
I make it a habit of consulting with the Ethics Commissioner on a regular basis. I regret that we didn't do that in this case. It's deeply embarrassing.
Fergus wrote to the CRTC, Canada's broadcast regulator, expressing support for a Black Francophone media company's broadcasting license, something he would have been allowed to do if he weren't Parliamentary Secretary to the Prime Minister.
Canada is presided over by a government that is fraught with ethical law-breaking.
This is the sixth ethical breach by the Trudeau government since it was elected in 2015.
We have a Prime Minister who is the first in Canada's history to have been found guilty of breaking ethics laws, and not just one time, but twice. And we've seen that trickle-down effect through his cabinet and in his caucus.
Does your government have an ethical issue?
The International Trade Minister also under fire for awarding communications contracts to a friend.
I've apologized to Canadians. I take responsibility for what was in the Ethics Commissioner's report.
It's profoundly uncomfortable, and that it's something that no member would want to find themselves in.
The Ethics Commissioner is now recommending training to all ministers and parliamentary secretaries.
Training isn't going to stop people who are devoted to doing the wrong thing, but those who simply slip up. Training could be both good for them and good for the public interest.
The penalties for these ethics violations are small in nature, but the political damage could be far greater. Olivia Stepanovich, CBC News, Ottawa.
There you have it, straight from the CBC. Now, despite this report and Greg Fergus found in breach of the Conflict of Interest Act, committing ethics violations, still on October 3rd, he was voted in by the House as Speaker of the House. Something very important to understand, ladies and gentlemen, and I hate to show you this as well, but here we go. Here is three pals, including the new savior of Canada, Pierre Poilievre.
Tradition demands Liberal MP Greg Fergus at least appear like he doesn't want this new job, but in truth, it's been his dream for years.
Thank you for the applause. I know that in politics, there are only two times when people give you a strong applause and they're happy to see you: the day you arrive, and of course the day you leave.
Fergus.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen. It's a big show. It's one big club, and we ain't in it. As I've shown you before in previous videos with the little child case in Alberta, no member of government at any level in Canada has any legal duty to Canadians. Does that sound like a democracy to you? Which, by the way, Canada is not a democracy. Canada is a joke. And our constitutional foundational documents are based on deliberate deception and fraud, and until people realize that there's no way to vote your way out of a systemically fraudulent system, nothing will change for the better. Please share this information, and thanks for watching.